Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping.
The ugly side of Ellen DeGeneres. For more than a decade, Ellen DeGeneres hosted one of the most popular daytime talk shows in the world. Indeed, millions of fans tuned in to get their daily dose of the iconic Hollywood star. They simply couldn't get enough of her. Most of her interviews with A-list Hollywood celebrities consisted of wittiful banter and playful jokes, coupled with a ton of audience applause and participation. Yes, everything seemed like a slice of paradise when it came to the Ellen DeGeneres show. But this was far from the contrary. If anything, her show was a cocktail of tension and toxicity that was only recently exposed by the media. Several of Ellen's employees recently came out to describe DeGeneres' rather unpleasant mannerisms behind the cameras. Indeed, the positive, good-vibed facade that Ellen spent years building came crumbling down, unearthing a shocking side never before seen to the public. With that being said, we'll take a look at 10 different times that Ellen showed an ugly side of her personality in front of her guests. You won't believe which guest was boiling with anger and even considered walking out of Ellen's show on live television. Number 10. Jodie Comer. As one of the most popular British actresses making waves in Hollywood, Jodie Comer is well known for her masterful role in Killing Eve. It's because of her soaring popularity that Ellen decided to invite her to the show to discuss her role in the critically acclaimed series, as well as her acting in other notable titles such as Dr. Foster. Unfortunately for DeGeneres, some of the below-the-belt jokes she teased Jodie with didn't go so well. The British actress seemed visibly upset, which says a lot considering, well, she acts for a living. The phrase that particularly ticked off Jodie was when Ellen opted to sarcastically commend Jodie for her great American accent, when it was pointed out that the English actress actually was playing a British character with a British accent, not an American one like Ellen had so graciously commended. Jodie would laugh it off, only to reveal later that she didn't appreciate how Ellen teased her for it, despite the fact that she spent hours and hours trying to perfect her craft. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you will get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it, it really works. Number 9. Taylor Swift. If there's one thing about Taylor Swift's lifestyle that's been publicized time and time again, it's got to be her love life. Yes, she's had a roller coaster of intimate relationships with some of the biggest names in pop music. She's even been trolled online several times because of having so many romantic partners, only to later sing about her nasty breakups with them. So, when she first appeared on the show, Ellen DeGeneres thought it would be a wise idea to focus on the multiple relationships the pop star had been through in recent years. During the interview, Ellen introduced a game in which celebrities would be displayed on a screen, and Swift would reveal whether or not she dated them. To be honest, we have no idea what was cringier, the fact that Ellen's game embarrassed the hell out of Taylor Swift, or the fact that Ellen didn't get the cue to stop the awkward game after seeing that Swift was definitely uncomfortable. Despite Swift insisting that she didn't want to continue playing the silly game, Ellen pushed on and on until Swift was on the verge of crying. Now that's just sad. Didn't Ellen get the memo? Not everyone has to bend to her rules. Number 8. Hasan Minhaj. Hasan Minhaj has a very good sense of humor. So for you to get on his wrong side, you must be pushing the wrong buttons, right? And that's exactly what happened when Minhaj appeared on Ellen DeGeneres' show in 2019. All aboard Ellen's cringe train. First stop, mispronouncing Hasan Minhaj's name. Oh man, she butchered it. It got so bad that Minhaj couldn't take it anymore and decided to correct her on her horrendous mistake. I mean, the least you could do is figure out how to say your guest's name before they come to the show, huh? When Ellen tried to joke about how difficult it is to pronounce his name, Minhaj retorted with, "There's an actor walking around called Ansel Elgort and we just pronounce his name right." It is this perceived microaggression against Hasan Minhaj that was believed to mirror the complaints about racism faced by Ellen's staff on set. From labeling her employees the PC police whenever they spoke up against mistreatment, to demeaning her black employees about having box braids at the office, it is believed that Ellen did not factor in any sense of kindness and inclusivity. Well, one thing's for sure. If you made Hasan Minhaj uncomfortable, you must be one hell of a toxic person. Number 7. Celine Dion. So, we know Ellen likes to hit below the belt when it comes to her guests, but taking a shot at a celebrity's kids? You've crossed the line, Ellen. While hosting world-renowned Canadian singer Celine Dion on her show, Ellen brought up a photo of Celine's son and made a shocking remark. I mean, what was she thinking? She said, "Look at him. He is beautiful, but look at his hair. When are you going to cut that hair?" To which the visibly irate Celine replied, "Some people shave the head of their children, and some people say, 'Oh, isn't that terrible?'" She then went on to say, "I don't even cut my son's hair, and they say, 'Oh my god, when is she going to cut her son's hair?' You know, whatever I will do, I won't please everyone." Has no one told you, Ellen? If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Ellen was completely shut down. Well, at least Celine has the guts to call her out on her mindless teasing. Talk about a conversation going south real fast. Number 6. Mariah Carey. For celebrities, privacy is sacred. That's why they invest thousands of dollars in security to ensure that their personal matters remain as they are, personal. With paparazzi hovering around like vultures, any leaked story is media gold, to say the least. So, as a big-time celebrity, you'd expect Ellen to adhere to the rules of silence and support her contemporaries, right? Not at all. It's like she didn't even give a hoots about that when she invited Mariah Carey to her show in 2008. At the time, Mariah Carey was concealing the fact that she was pregnant. Ellen kept pushing and pressuring Mariah to give a definitive answer to the status of her pregnancy, going as far as offering an alcoholic drink and pressuring her to consume it. To which Mariah responded, "I can't believe you did this to me, Ellen. This is peer pressure." Ellen DeGeneres kept trying to get a pregnancy announcement until Mariah eventually succumbed to the pressure and said, "It's too early." What's even more tragic is that a few weeks later, Mariah sadly suffered a miscarriage. Visibly irate, Mariah's fans called out Ellen, claiming that forcing Mariah to confirm her pregnancy was stressful to the star, who clearly wasn't ready to come to the public. Number 5. Nicole Kidman. Who can forget Nicole Kidman's hilarious clap during the controversial 2017 Oscars? Of course you can't. It made Hollywood news. So when Nicole Kidman was invited to the show, Ellen decided to sarcastically bring up the cringeworthy moment in one of the most awkward interviews captured on live television. During the show, Ellen decided to mention the event, which immediately triggered a defensive comment from Kidman. "You borrow these expensive jewels," and I'm like, "I must not damage these diamonds, because I have to give them back at midnight." And so I'm like, clapping. To be honest, the interview was extremely cringy from start to finish, and we're pretty sure Nicole doesn't want to relive that moment, let alone be interviewed with Ellen again. Which goes to show that Ellen has some deep-seated microaggression against her fellow celebrities. Could it be that she feels a sense of self-entitlement? Well, we'll leave you to be the judge of that. Number 4. Niki Tutorials. After coming out as a transgender, YouTube star and beauty guru Niki Tutorials came on the Ellen DeGeneres show in early January to discuss her latest revelation. What she expected to be a smooth-sailing interview turned out to be a total disaster. While conducting the interview, DeGeneres showcased her classic microaggression through a series of stabbing questions, which made Niki feel extremely uncomfortable. And after the awkward interview, Niki went on a popular Dutch television show to say that DeGeneres was less than kind. She talked about how she didn't get her own bathroom, and how she was greeted unprofessionally by an angry intern. "It's really nice that you came over and said hello to me." She didn't. Number 3. Katy Perry. This is probably one of the most depressing and low-key disrespectful moments on the Ellen DeGeneres show. It was May 17th, 2017, and at the time when Katy Perry was invited to the show, she was single. So I'm not sure if Ellen did this innocently or to just add insult to injury, but she decided that her and Katy would play the game, Would You Rather? During the game, Ellen asked Katy a question about a marriage, to which Katy pretended to be distressed by the idea of getting married again. DeGeneres then responded with, "You weren't married," and that's when things went a tad too far. Katy had to even name her ex Russell Brand, and it's kind of tense. Considering how public her relationship and breakup with him was, talk about Ellen making the whole situation a literal cringe fest. She even reminds DeGeneres about the gifts she gave her during the wedding on the show. Visibly embarrassed, Ellen makes a gesture to the editing team about cutting that out, which they don't. So now we've come to the best pick of the day. Ellen seems visibly disturbed in this photo, right? I mean, you would too if your lucrative show was on the verge of being shut down because of scandals about how you treat your staff and guests. Talk about being between a rock and a hard place. Number 2. Dakota Johnson. Perhaps the celebrity guest that started the expose on Ellen's passive-aggressive nature was Dakota Johnson's unwavering, blunt appearance on the Ellen DeGeneres show in November, capturing millions of views. It starts off with DeGeneres making a passing comment about not being invited to Johnson's birthday party in October, to which Johnson replied with her now infamous line, "Actually, no, that's not the truth, Ellen. You were invited." Johnson then says she didn't even know that DeGeneres liked her. The conversation becomes quite heated. It seems like Dakota has had enough of DeGeneres. Fortunately, Dakota manages to keep her cool despite DeGeneres' rhetoric comments. It wasn't long after this interview that many stories of Ellen's unpleasant backstage treatment of her staff arose. Number 1. Justin Bieber. Ellen can be too nosy at times, don't you agree? Indeed, when naked pictures of Justin Bieber on vacation in 2015 surfaced on the internet, DeGeneres put Bieber on the spot in the most uncomfortable way. DeGeneres asked him why he didn't notice the paparazzi snapping photos, and even put the nudes on the big screen behind them. They're censored, of course, but it was quite a big risk by Ellen. DeGeneres attempts to diffuse the tension by putting a photoshopped picture of her in a bikini up there too. But of course, she has to make it awkward again by grilling him about who the girl was that was staying with him. Bieber says, "Stop, you're making me blush, dude. Isn't that an invasion of privacy?" Well, I guess when your name is Ellen DeGeneres, you can get away with anything, right? But let's be honest. Do you think her show will get the same level of fan appreciation it once had? Let us know in the comments section down below. Want more videos that'll exist until the end of time? Click on any of the videos you see on the screen. Once again, thanks for watching.